Through the kindness of our donors, the National Catholic Broadcasting Council presents Let Us Reflect Together. The Promises of Advent. Second week of Advent, the promise is spoken. The prophet Isaiah, with Jesuit Father Michael Coutts. God's promise is sure. A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah promises a sign of hope and divine presence. Therefore, the Lord Himself will give you a sign. Look, the young woman is with child and shall bear a son, and shall name him Emmanuel.
God's promise is sure. The name Isaiah means salvation of the Lord. He was sent to call God's chosen people back to faithfulness, to keep the Torah and to observe the Sabbath. These were not mere rituals to please God, but the very identity of the people, the living sign that God said, "You are my people, and I am your God." In God's plan, all this was a careful preparation for the coming of the Messiah. During the reign of King Ahaz, a weak and fearful ruler, Judah was surrounded by enemies. Israel and Syria pressing from the north, Assyria threatening, and Egypt to the west. Ahaz feared for the future. He had no son. Would the line of David end? Would God's promise fail? Isaiah spoke God's assurance. Even to a weak and wicked king, God's promise would stand. Then came the prophecy that would echo through the centuries, fulfilled in the Annunciation and birth of Christ. The Lord Himself will give you a sign. Behold, a young woman shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Before the child knows to refuse the evil and choose good, the land you fear will be deserted. It was a call not to be afraid. God would not abandon His people. He would not abandon those who believe and receive His Son. Our world today is not so different from the world of Ahaz, still filled with threats, still shadowed by turmoil. Even the lands of Isaiah's prophecy remain in conflict. When Francis was elected Pope, he entered the chapel accompanied by two cardinals. His shoulders were slouched. He did not kneel at the reserved spot in the center of the nave for the Pope. Instead, he knelt in one of the last benches. There was worry etched on his face. Perhaps the task was too much for a 78-year-old. He prayed in silence. Then he rose. The worry was gone, his shoulders were squared, and there was a glimmer of smile on his face. He seemed to have heard the words given to Paul, "My grace is sufficient for you." Francis trusted.
Join us tomorrow for God's Vision of Peace on Earth with Jesuit Father Michael Coutts.